employed, and he was offering $10,000 then, all right? And my point was, it wasn't, the money would have been nice, all right, but what I wanted was the credible witness and the publicity to bring some attention to me as Christos, to help to anchor Christos into humanity's historical fabric, and to help me get a publisher for my books so that I might get some income and be able to survive in life. And that, to me, was what it was about. And I thought that as a skeptic, someone who had for all this time been saying he could not find a real psychic, I thought that if I could show him my ability and have him then bring me forth. I mean, I actually could envision this. Here was Randy with his arm on my shoulder in front of the media saying, "I found one. Here he is." I actually thought that could happen. All right? I mean, now I know that there was no chance in hell that he would probably ever consider doing anything like that or giving up a dime. I mean, he got sued in Japan and lost and said he didn't have the money to pay. And when he was saying in court in Japan that he didn't have the money to pay, he then turned around and was raised his offer to $1 million reward in the U.S. All right, and this is at the same time. It's like, oh, no, I'm sorry, I don't have any money. Here's $1 million to anyone who can prove it. All right, it's going, whoa. All right, but fortunately, the U.S. media and the world media don't often connect. I mean, that's not fortunate, but it is how it can be. But I could see it. And so the second test was a more rapid change. And I'd asked for at least 3 days in between things because I have to change an atmosphere. I am not magically producing, rain in the middle of a desert on a bright 150-degree day, okay? I am moving storm fronts and causing things to happen that then result in the effect that is wanted. And so what occurred was the weather did what I wanted, but I didn't get the desired result, and I missed 2 of 11, which is what gave me the 31 out of 33 if you total the 2 tests together. If you want to say it was one big test and they just happened to occur like 6 months apart, then it's 31 out of 33. If it's 2 separate tests, I beat him clean and dry on the first one, and the second time I was still within the agreed range. And someone told me years later, they said, it doesn't mean that you actually did it. It doesn't prove that you have that ability. I said, the man made a bet. It's like if I say I can roll a 7 with 2 dice 7 times in a row. All right, we bet $100. And I do it. You might not, there goes my breath. You might say that there's no way to say that I made those dice roll a 7 times. But you still lost the bet and you still owe the money.
You're right. You're right. And by the way, I don't believe in coincidence.
Because there are none.
Right. I mean, there's no, I say this all the time, but there's no Hebrew word for coincidence. And I think that in itself is very telling.
I prefer to use the term synchronistic events or synchronicities.
Well, right. I mean, either A, you affected the weather, or B, you have an amazing prophecy skill that you can predict the weather. Either way, to me, that's psychic. That's proof.
Well, keep in mind, excuse me, but he got to pick the weather.
Right. Yeah, and he got to do stuff.
He could not be based on anything that I scientifically or psychically knew. He got to pick the place and the weather
Right.
and win. Right?
Why don't we?
Why don't we continue this after the next commercial break?
Okay, doke.
You are listening to Paraversal Universe. We will be right back with our guest for the next segment.
You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting. The best in paranormal talk radio.
Since 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition, bringing you the unusual, macabre, strange, and bizarre. Join host Kat Hobson Sunday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on WBHM Digital Broadcasting. You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk only on Paranormal Experienced Radio. Broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, come on. I'm Southern, but... nope. That'll do. Hello. I am Kat Hobson, host of Paranormal Experience here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. I enjoy having guests from all areas of the paranormal, from ghosts to ufology to cryptids and beyond. You'll find some of the best researchers in their fields bringing you some great information. Join me on Wednesday nights from 8 to 10 p. Eastern here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Son of a...
Hey, son.
Mother...
Son? What are you doing?
Hey, Mom. I'm getting ready to listen to Periscope Uncensored.
By expanding your vocabulary.
Well, it is uncensored.
Son, the uncensored part of Periscope Uncensored is Jax and I getting down to brass tacks with all aspects of the paranormal. There's no fluff on our show.
So, no off-color commentary?
I didn't say that.
Awesome!
Son?
I just hit my head.
Oh boy, I'll go get you an ice pack. Catch Periscope Uncensored Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Thank you for listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. The time is 23 minutes after the hour.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back from our commercial break. This is Paraversal Universe, produced by WBHM Digital Broadcasting. Also heard on WCET-FM, the Rift Radio Network, and Emilio Pisano Productions. We're your hosts, Kevin and Jennifer Malek. Before we get back to the interview, let's take a quick moment to specifically mention the AM/FM terrestrial radio stations who carry Paraversal Universe. WCET 101.7 FM, Columbia, South Carolina, and High Point Radio 100.5 FM and 1620 AM out of New Jersey, which broadcast in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Hello to all of you. Thank you for tuning in over the airwaves. We appreciate it, and we're glad you are with us. This segment is brought to you by the Paraversal Universe Paratunes like page on Facebook. It's a collection of paranormal cartoons of all types. There are hundreds of cartoons. If you like to laugh, I suggest you check it out. You can find that on Facebook under Paraversal Universe Paratunes. All right, back to the show. We are speaking with Iroquois shaman Jualt Christos, author of several amazing books, including the critically acclaimed Thoughts of Christos and Letters of Christos, Form with No Name. Walt, are you still with us?
Yes, yes. And I love the Paraversal Universe Paratunes. And I think that it's a great resource for any of the paranormal groups on Facebook. I mean, there are hundreds of them, and I think they could spruce up their pages by visiting Paraversal Universe Paratunes and snagging some of the good and relevant humor that is paranormal. All right, and I mean, it's dedicated to the things they like, and if they shared some of that stuff on their pages, it would get people visiting them more often.
There you go. Wise, sound advice. I won't argue it.
Neither will I.
No,
I imagine it's a lot of work for you guys to put it together.
Actually, it wasn't. What it was is, I used to be a cartoonist. That was my first. If I had a career, I guess the first one would have been cartooning. I've had over 350 cartoons published from when I was 17 to like 20, 21. And and I went to school for art. I didn't graduate, but nonetheless, so art was a big part of my life. And so cartoons were something I always gravitated towards and liked. And Jennifer is the same exact way. So we're like, we come across so many paranormal cartoons, we should like start a page and just collect them. Just, doesn't matter who the artist is. This will be artists. It will be, and that way, that would be cool. And so we started the page, and we didn't release it.
I just would say it's a wonderful, wonderful collection. I love visiting it myself.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we got lucky with that.
We did. Because
it took off, and now it's it's actually our number one viewed page out of like 10 pages. It's just taken off.
Maybe you should post some blurbs about your shows on it. I don't mean to plaster it, but I mean just have a neat little thing saying what time your show is on, and just post it in there, because people scroll through that stuff, and as they're scrolling through everything else, it wouldn't hurt you to have one of your blurbs pop up now and then.
That's good advice. In fact, we just
In fact, you could make a cartoon. You could have 2 characters, all right, and stick figures if you want, and more if you can do it, and just say, hey, have you heard? And then, blah, here's the word, and put in the thing for Paraversal Universe.
That could happen.
Put a link in the comments.
We just reached 5,000 members, and we posted one of them things that says, thank you for liking the page, 5,000. And then we posted the banner with the radio show, the Paraversal Universe Radio.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like you said, like once in a while, maybe like once or twice a year, we'll do something where we'll throw a banner on or something. Just to,
I meant like once every 25 cartoons.
Well, that's not a bad idea. We're just glad to have the Paraversal Universe name attached to all these cartoons. I mean, for us, it's. I mean, we thought we'd get a little extra PR out of it. We didn't expect it to reach so many people as it has.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. I can envy you, but I can also be glad for you.
Well, actually, you are one of the providers for. I don't know. A lot of, I get cartoon. I see you post cartoons quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
So
I do a lot of humor on my own. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I do, because it's a good thing to make people laugh and smile, and there's so much that is serious or depressing or hateful, but it's nice to give people a place to go where they can